Are you still facing issues while reading the diff output? If so, then you are at the right place. In today's video, we will look closely on diff command in Linux and try to understand how we can read the output and understand the working of it. So without wasting time, let's get started. Before diving into the diff command, let's see what you will learn by the end of this video. So you will learn about diff command, that is overview of the diff command, what is diff command and where we are using this and what problem it is solving for us. Secondly, you will see some common uses scenarios for the diff. Okay. Thirdly, we will see some advanced feature of diff. Okay. We'll see some practical application where we are using a diff. Okay. So by the end of this tutorial, I hope you will get a better understanding of diff command and you will use it in your day-to-day life. Let's understand what is diff. Okay, the diff command in Linux is used to basically compare the differences between two files line by line. Okay, so this command do the comparison of two files line by line. Okay, prism like structure will tell you the different uses of diff command. You can see that diff command is used for the basic comparison. Okay, diff command is used for the some advanced user scenarios like configuration files and very complex files to track some changes. Okay, you can see the diff command is used in code repository management like GitHub, okay, Git, Bitbucket, and some others. Okay, you have heard about the git diff command. Okay, yeah, that command is also runs on the principle of diff command itself. Okay, and it is very useful to track the changes what we have done in the code repo. Okay, next it will help in the troubleshooting of the configuration files like if you have the YAML files or the Python Kubernetes configurations. This can be changes can be tracked using the diff command. So team, next check about the diff syntax. So how the diff syntax it is and how we are using. Okay, so the diff syntax is very simple. You have to type diff then file1 and the file2 means diff. Okay, that's a command diff, and you have to uh, write the file 1 and 2 means first file that you are comparing with the second file. Okay, so file 1 is our first file, file 2 is our second file. So this is the simple syntax of diff. Okay, once we run this and we will get some output. Okay, so as you can see in the picture or the image here, you this funnel shows how the diff command is working. Okay, so first we get the user input. Okay, that is our syntax like diff file1 file2. Okay, we write in the terminal and press enter. Once we press the enter after writing the diff command, the second step is the command gets activate and process the input files. Okay, third, it compares both files line by line and analyze the difference. Okay, if we found any difference, it provide you the difference. Okay, and that difference we are showing as the output. So I hope you get the understanding of how the file diff command is working. So simply, it's take the input from the user, like that is the command that we type diff file1 and file2. Secondly, it's activates the command once we press the enter. Third, it compares line by line both the files. And fourth, if it is identify any difference, it will print the difference, okay, and you see the output of those different files at our terminal. And let's see how the diff command is giving the output. Okay, file1 dot txt, file2 dot txt, okay, and we've put the enter. So you already know that behind the scene it is comparing both files line by line once we enter, okay, and provide the difference as the output. However, you are still not aware, like how we can read this, okay, and how we can identify what thing we need to do, right? So we will discuss in later in this tutorial. So we have three kind of output criteria for the diff. Once we see this, that is the simple by default one. Okay. Second, we have a flag of context flag. Okay, that provide the output like this. Okay, this is our context output. Okay, and you are still not able to see what is things, because this output is very much different from the above output. Okay, that is the default output. And one we have the unified output as well with the flag of u. Okay, so now you can see that it is more 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 unified, okay, than the previous output that we are using in the context. Okay, it's very much similar, but it's having a difference. Okay, so we will discuss all three outputs criteria and how they are working and how we identify what is happening here. Okay, so friends, let's understand about the different output formats that are available with diff command. Okay, so one is the default mode. Okay, second is the contest mode, third is the unified mode. We have seen the example of both three of them on our terminal. Let's decode one by one. It's here. So this is our default diff output format. Okay, okay, let's understand, because it is very much complicated, and a beginner or sometimes advanced uh, intermediate person can also be got confused how to read this output. So to read this output, just take this funnel, okay, and let's see how we are adding this output. So it says that line with the greater than, okay, it is the line from the first file. So that is greater than line, it is from the first file, that is file 1. The less than arrow indicates the content from the second file. So after the direct separator, okay, we have the less than, and it's from the file number 2, that is file2.txt. Okay, so what is 1c1? Okay, we will check. Okay, so you can see interpreting line numbers. Okay, third step is, so align with the first file line number. Okay, so first first that is 1 is for the first line of first file. Okay, that is file number 1. Okay, and last number is for the from the second file. Okay, so what the c symbol, a symbol, what is the mean? Okay, if we got output of symbol a, that is we need to add that on the file based on the certain criteria. Okay, if we got the C, then means it need to be changed. Okay, maybe in the second file or maybe in the first file to make both file as the same. Okay, so that is a difference that we need to change. Okay, that creates a difference. Okay, addition is the missing thing that maybe in the first file, okay, or the second file based on the output. Now if we got the symbol D, then it indicate that we need to delete the content from either of the files. Okay, so now let's try to interpret what 1C1 and how it is eh, giving the output. So the default output says 1C1. Okay, so here 1 is the first line of the file first. Okay, that is fruit names. Okay, then C means that we need to change. It indicate that we need to change. Okay, so here it is greater than sign telling content from the first file. Okay, we need to change with the content of the second file on first line. Okay, so you can see the difference is like on the first file we have the names, fruits names. In the second file we have fruits name. We are having a indication of change like we are missing the s. Okay, if you put s or remove s from the first file or put s on the second file, it will become the identical, so there will be no difference. So that's why it's providing you change, because we need to change only one character. We not need to add any sentence or the name. Okay, just we need to change some of the characters and it will be good. Okay, so let's see on the second 3C3. Okay, it says 3C3. So on the third line of the first file that is written is apple. Okay, we have to change this apple with the third line of file that is mango. Okay, so we have to change apple with mango or vice versa in both in one of the file and it got identical. Okay, similarly we have 66. Okay, and 6 on the sixth line of the first file that is indicated by the greater sign. Okay, greater sign indicates the content from the first file. So the first file says it is a mango. Okay, and on the second file on the same column we have apple. So it says we have to change these two, one from these two, and it will be the identical. So that's how we are interpreting the default output. I hope you now get the understanding of the default output. Let's decode context output. Okay, as you can see on the left hand side, okay, I have the screenshot of the context output. To get the context output, we can run a def command with the option C. Okay, so now let's understand what is the output and how we can read this output. Okay, so you are seeing that star star star. Okay, so the star is showing the timestamp and information about the first file. So as you can see on the screenshot, triple star, then it is information about the first file and their timestamp. So you can see the file is file one dot text, then the timestamp. Okay, the hyphens or the minus signs you can see. Okay, these are the show the timestamp of the second file. Then we have the separator line by the stars multiple. Only the three stars shows the information about the files. Okay, and multiple stars shows a separator line. if we have anything with the minus sign, okay, so that means that content has been deleted from the first line. If we have the plus sign, then the content need to be added in the first line. Okay, it's just like same like now we run the git diff. Okay, so it provide the information in minus and plus that this has been deleted, and the plus sign indicates that here that info has been added in the files. Okay, so and lastly we have the exclamation sign. So exclamation sign provides the information that this need to be changed from the second file. Okay, so these things need to be understand. Like we have only the exclamation signs on the right hand side or on the left hand side in our output. Okay, so you can see it shows that content to be changed from the second file. So on column 1 to 7 we have on the second file, that is file2.txt, we have to change fruit's name. As we have seen already the exact output, so it should be a fruit name. Okay, then we need to change apple and mango places. You can see. Okay, so apple must be on the last element and mango should be on the first element. Okay, so that's the difference. If we change these, okay, then our file would be identical. So I hope you got the meaning of the context output in the diff command. Now understand the diff unified output. Okay, here the file information of the first file is seen by the triple dash. Okay, and the second file with the triple plus sign. Okay, we have a line indication range, that is -1 to 7 plus 1 to 7. Okay, so 1 to 7 is our line range in both files. Okay, it always omitted the context lines that we have seen in the context output, and it provide simply the things like, okay, so it's all already seeing that on the second file, on comparison of first file, the second file is adds the fruit name because it has a difference. Okay, first file is having the fruit names and second file is start with fruits name. Okay, so that's the difference. So the difference indicates with the plus sign means the things has been added in the second file. Okay, so on the first line, it's only for the first line. On the on the second line, okay, we have the dash, and on the second line, on the third line, you can say that apple has been replaced with the mango. Okay, third line is same, fourth line is same. Next, we have the uh, fifth or sixth line. You can say here on the first file, mango has been replaced with the apple on the second file. So only the difference between get and means a unified output and the context output is that in the unified output we are getting the line range indication. Okay, and we are omitting the context lines. That is in the previous you can see we have the context lines like we have the all output of two files. Okay, you can see 1.7 1-7 for both files. We have the output of first file as well, we have the output of first file as well. This is our first file. Okay, and this is our second file. So these things has been omitted in the unified unified output. Now we have the things from we have only the line ranges, that is indicating line range. Okay, so this is from the first file, this is from second file. Okay, this is from first file, this is second file, first file, second file. Okay, as this indicates first file and second file. Okay, so I hope this is much clear. Let's see one more aspect of diff command. Till now we are comparing line by line, okay, all the commands, okay, on the diff, and we are seeing the output line by line as well. Like we are seeing like file 1.txt, file 2 on txt. So the output of this diff command is in under one by one line. Okay. Now let's suppose I want to compare line of. Now let's suppose I want to compare my file side by side. Okay. So how I can do it in diff. Okay. So we have a property, or you can say we have a flag like y. Okay. File1 dot txt, file 2 dot txt. Are seeing the diff output side by side of two files. Okay, so on the left hand side we have the first file. Okay, on the right hand side we have the file number 2. So it says that fruit's name need to be changed. Okay, as it is a difference between file 1, it's having the fruit names. In the file 2 we have fruit's name. Okay, secondly, it's showing that we need to change to mango. It indicates the on the default output of diff, you are known that greater than sign. Okay, it's for the file 1. So we need to add mango on the file 1 instead of apple. Okay, orange and banana are the same. However, apple we need to make in the end, okay, in file number 2. Okay, you got my point. So that's how we are checking the file side by side using the diff command. So friends, now let's see some practical application where we are using the diff very much frequently. Okay, so it can be used in the automation of some scripts, okay, where we are doing the file comparison. Okay, and in the version control, okay, you are mostly seeing the diff command. It might be on your git diff, okay, or maybe you are using the svn, so svn diff. So on version control it is very much frequently used command. If you are using any version control, it might be a git, big bucket, svn. So you are not going to get a chance of not knowing the diff command. Okay, because the diff command is basically check the changes that we are making in the files on the repos. So you're doing diff every day, every single hour, if you are working on git or pushing your code to any repository. Okay, on automation and scripting side, it depends on scenario to scenario. Okay, where are you are checking doing some comparison, okay, evaluating some files and filtering some results based on the diff, okay, comparison of two files. Okay, let's suppose you write a automation script that check the comparison of two configuration files. Okay, one is your standard configuration files, and secondly you modified very frequently, but to avoid any manual mistakes on that file, so you write a script before executing your modern files or the latest file. It must should compare with the standard files and filter out if we have missed something or not. If we are missing something, then we need to fix it and do the things. Okay, so that kind of diffuses we are checking in the automation and scripting. Okay, so friends, we are at end of this tutorial. Okay, so just quickly recap what we have learned in this tutorial. So we have learned what is diff command, a basic definition, okay, basic uses and basic syntax and other things. Okay, we have uh, we have learned about the diff syntax, okay, the default one, and with the flags like context flag, side by side, unified. Okay, we have learned all this syntax of diff. About three different output format of the diff command, that is default output, context output, and unified output. Next, we have learned about how we can do side-by-side comparisons of the file in diff. Okay. Next, we have seen the practical uses and scope of diff in our automation scripts or integration it with the version control. You now have a better understanding of what the diff command is doing and about its syntax. Try it out for yourself and experiment with different options and uses. If you have any feedback or question, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about Linux and command line tools, be sure to check out another videos from my channel. Thanks for watching.